everyone, welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, My Project Ideas. Today we are going to make a project which is based on the topic RESTful API. So first what we need to do, we need to have a look at the requirements. First, as we know, it's a no-brainer. We require a code editor where we are going to write our code, a text editor basically. So I have used here Visual Studio Code, which is very dynamic. It supports many languages. So you can use any text editor as per your choice. Secondly, we require an operating system. Again, you may require like according to your system viabilities, according to your knowledge, you may use any operating system, which is good for you, no issues. Our project is it is dynamic enough. It can work on any platform. This project is based on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Node.js, of course. And the requirement analysis of this project includes HTML files, CSS files, and JS files. So let's have a look at the project. Then we will run the code and we will get to know what do we have here. First, I'll show you the outlook of the project. Okay. So we have this Node.js RESTful API and we have here what are the folders that we have? We have a client and a server. For full stack development, you know that there are two parts in which we work on. One is front end, which will be visible to the client side, and one is server, that is backend. Okay, which contains your data and the databases. We have here git ignore, which basically is a hidden file. You cannot see it. Here you can see it, but when you will open your project, which you have on your directory, the laptop, so you can see that git ignore is not mentioned unless you have not allowed, sorry, unless you have allowed the hidden files option. Okay. Then you have the package log.json and package.json and you have a readme. So first we'll see what the readme has. So it shows us how to install, and these are basically the CRUD operations. This API basically works on the CRUD operation and it is based on Express.js. So be very careful. First you need to install Express. Okay, if you do not have Express, then this project cannot run. Okay. Then this shows how to install and how to run it. Then here it shows the endpoints which we have. We have get events ID, post, and we will see that the entire what you call entire project, when we will see the output or when we will see the working, you will see it is written in JSON format. What is JSON format? Key value pairs. Okay, like this. ID 1, it's a key, it's a value. ID 1, key value. Got it? So let's move to the client first. We have a CSS folder. Under CSS, we have a bootstrap here. So I forgot to mention here, we also have certain bootstrap here also. Okay. Bootstrap is basically a CSS class, and it basically makes it quite easy for developers because it becomes very irritating to write the CSS, which is not used, right? CSS is a no-brainer. It's not used. So a bootstrap is very important in that case when it becomes very easy to put styling on your text. Then we have the main.css where we have HTML first, the tag selected, colored set, font size set, and line height set. Then we have the background and text shadow. Then selection. So see, how are we selecting the various parts, various sections? How? Through the use of selectors, dot, the use of class name, hash, like that. Then background and text shadow is set again. Then you have the display height, border, border top, margin, padding. Then you have the field set in which you have the padding, margin, and border. Then we have the margins to be set as 40 pixel, etc. Then there are certain images which we have here. These images we have created. We got these images as JPG files, JPEG files. Then under the JS, we have a main.js and plugin.js. Let's see what happens in the plugin.js. We have a function in which we have certain methods like assert, clear, count, debug, etc. Then we have a length in which we got the length of the methods, and a console where we are logging in into the console, and it is window.console. Then we have a loop running while length minus minus the length of the methods. It's a decreasing loop, and we're going to get the length of the methods. Okay. So you can put any jQuery plugins here. This is our HTML file. In the HTML again, basically the doc type HTML set, the RESTful API with Node.js it's set, the title is given. Then you are putting the favicon in the root directory. Okay, you are referencing, or you are connecting the CSS files to the HTML file. So basically this is not inline CSS. The CSS is not written inside the HTML. We have a separate file base for the CSS and we are linking it. This is external CSS. Okay. So you need to learn those things. And how do you learn? How do you understand those things? First, keep your concept clear. Second, practice. Then we have a division, which class is container. Then the class named is row. Then we have an article class which shows markdown body entry content, and you have a paragraph tag which has the like the CRUD operations. This project is basically based on the CRUD operations. Then it shows how to install the dependencies. This is basically shown on the website. What we saw in the README file, na, that thing is shown on the website, and but it is shown in a systematic manner, like the unordered list is used. Ordered list means what? One, two, three. You have ordering. Unordered is you do not have ordering. It's in a list format, but there is no ordering, and these are the list data. Okay. Then the available endpoints do we have? The get events, the get ID events, then the post events, and the code part. What we have, this is basically the JSON format which we are going to use. Then the delete events part. So everything is basically shown here, which we saw in the readme. I'll show you, no, don't worry. Node modules, when you install certain dependencies, when you write npm install, the node modules get installed, and that is a must while you're running a Node.js project. So with this, our client part is done. Let's move to the server. In the server.js, what we have, first we are requiring Express, because I said you that Express.js is a must for this project. So you need to require Express, as well as when you're installing, you need to install Express as well. Then the requirement of the body parser is there. Then we have required the routers. So see, what does this mean? So you are going inside the routers. Under the routers, you are going to the event routers.js, and this part is basically called here, or you mean imported here. Okay, imported. Then the port in which our program will be running is, or the project will be running is 3000. No brainer. You can change it, no issues. Then you have a use function where you have required, but basically use 3000 put, because it is I think it's like available and it's easy to use. You have a response, next, and a request. So in the response.header you have access control allow origin, and in the response.header again you have certain types like access control allow headers origin requested, your with content type accept recording session, and you have the JSON body parser JSON function called. Then and your server, your like there will be a console log with that the app is running in localhost 3000, because the port is 3000 here. Okay, I'll show you. See, when I ran the project, it says here that wait, somewhere I saw it. It says that it's running. See, visit localhost 3000. This is a port number. Running app on port it says, and it's 3000. Okay. Now, did I cancel? 1 minute. No, it's fine. It's working. Okay. Next. So I think this code is clear to you. Now what we'll do, we'll go to the project. So see, this is a title RESTful API example, and I said you that whatever you saw in the README, this will be written in a particular grade format. See, this is a page. It's looking like your documentation, right? But this we have made it ourselves. So see, example, see JSON results, get events. We have 12 sample events, and just see, JSON is here. Key value pair, key value, key value, key value. So this is, we have 12. Okay. And this is your get events ID. Here also we have ID 1 we have set, and we got this college basketball. This is from this part. By ID we got. Then these things we have written ourselves. See, it is looking like a documentation when you're reading the React documentation, when you're reading any API documentation, it looks like that. So we have the API, the CRUD operations done like that. And if you want to install the dependencies, this is also the href is also given you. See how to download the Node.js version 6. So I hope this project is clear to you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being with my project ideas. For more interesting and more dynamic ideas, stay tuned to this channel. Thank you and have a great day.